Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hitman 2, where we are continuing to route this perhaps misguided attempt at a master difficulty silent suit-only sniper assassin run. I've made us a new hard save here with Mr. Fabian Man down and his hard drive portion gathered, and now we need to solve the two problems of Mateo Perez and Athena Savalas. We have kind of sort of a plan for both of them. But the more I think about it, the less confident I am that we're going to be able to take Perez down on this landing. I don't really know... Yeah, I don't really have any idea how we're going to deal with him. So... if he was right there, I'd say let's follow him around and try to find a spot. But since we're here, let's go ahead and try to figure out if we can do some version of this thing. We probably want to, like, make a lot of noise in there, or honestly, you know what? We could take the sniper shot from right here, I bet, if we had reason to believe she was in there. I'm just kind of curious. Let's, like I said, we have a hard save right where I started the episode. I'm just kind of curious what would happen if we went like this. So that's the mirror. We don't know exactly where she sits relative to the mirror. We could kind of use the minimap to cheat this a little bit. That woman's becoming aware. She become aware enough to come out here and look? Yes, she sure did. I'll just disappear down the stairs a little bit. But she's really into her job. Remarkably thorough. Actually, way better at her job than most of the security guards are. Geez, I could have sworn I saw a pretty large bald guy holding a massive gun. I don't know where he went. I mean, I'm not going to look in the only direction he could have gone, because, you know, what if he's there? It's not like I want to find him, but weird.
It's pretty obvious that Savalas and that man character are hiding something.
Okay, so sometimes she goes in there. The biggest problem, I guess, is that we just don't have a good way of knowing exactly where she sits. We could use the minimap, like I said, to tell when she's in there, which is definitely cheating, in case you were wondering if that counts as cheating. But this doesn't solve my problem. Hold on. We're going to reconceal. This doesn't solve my problem because we have to get... The whole reason we have to come up here and do it like this instead of doing it from the entryway is that we need her hard drive part, right? Okay, so we can close that. I don't know how much. That's really going to help. Shoot. Oh. Okay. So that's a problem. That camera has to go. I wonder if... No, not restart mission. Darn it. Sorry, I'm going to have to reload. Yeah, I wonder if that security camera is actually what was catching us before. I wanted to load our save. No, not that one. That's yesterday's save. This one. Or not yesterday, but previous episode save. By the way, I do want to just say here at the top of the episode, I am recording from a different, like, my computer and I are in a different space than usual, so if the voice audio sounds strange, that's probably why. Apologies, let me know if anybody has any problems, if it sounds weird enough to be an issue, and I can see what I can do to address it. It's so crazy that nobody can hear that sound. Alright, so if we hit that and this... Like, this is not a one-way mirror, one-way window, right? They can see me through here, but I wonder... Okay, remarkably, with the door closed and that camera off, we totally make it through that hall. That's super wild that works.
Available right now. Can I leave a message?
47, like... Is this... Oh yeah, Feather Duster. I don't want that. 47 creeping around on the ground. Okay, so we have a security key card that we got from Fabian Man. He looks like the Grinch. When you do the change cover move, he looks like the Grinch creeping. If you could just, like, imagine the big sack of all of Whoville's toys over his back. Absolutely no reason not to steal all of the commemorative coins that we can get our hands on. And then we have to figure out a set of distractions that will allow us into and out of that back room.
Billionaire banker, Providence Herald, and Bane of the middle class.
Ooh, wow. That got me very caught. Okay. We were starting to get a little bit of heat from that guard, and I should have just ducked back behind, but I figured, oh, you know what, before he sees us all the way, before the little lines spiral all the way in on the circle, perhaps we could just take the shot and disappear. But no, it turns out taking the shot, real bad idea in that circumstance. So thus far, we have not been recorded. And so at the moment, we don't need to erase the security footage. And it would be really cool if we could keep that true.
She is not available right now, but
I'm just going to pop this one real fast. Ooh, gunshot heard that time.
please get some help.
Interesting. I don't know if that's going to spoil things or not. Alright, let's be honest. This is almost certainly not the attempt. Can I just take this from here safely? For some reason, 47 does not want to aim in a way that's going to be conducive. Conducive to my goals. Yeah, see, that's easy enough.
Man, we might have a situation. I'll check the perimeter. Over.
Honestly, me getting the guards all head up about that gunshot might have ruined this as an attempt. It might be the case that we're not going to get good data here because the guards are not in their most neutral state. But honestly, you know what? I don't think it's affected the guards in her room.
Billionaire banker,
In her
Providence
area.
herald, and bane of the middle class.
So she comes over here, she talks to her guards,
Regular
she
customers.
leans dramatically against that
Why
thing.
are we forced to entertain the notion of interacting with these people?
Not a ton of stuff. We could probably steal that bust. I'm just looking for things that we could throw and use as distractions. We could turn on the photograph, which is probably what I will do once she's gone into her back hallway. We'll turn on the photograph, it'll pull a guard over, and then we'll have fewer people to evade as we sneak out, or in. Out is still going to be a problem of its own,
Director Savalas from the New York branch.
but not
Returning
necessarily
call
something we
from
can't deal
Jonathan
with.
Luther.
Is this the first time we've seen her actually, like, at her desk doing work?
I understand the board wanted to perform some sort of review here. I am at a loss as to the details, however.
So she's conducting her own review to find out whatever the board would find out in their review before they could find it out and dispose of evidence if evidence needs to be disposed of, I guess.
Extent of the review. It would require some time to prepare for a visit.
See, we're still learning stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. I'll await his call. Good day.
You know, we were able to mess with her computer before. We still don't really know what that does. Whatever, I'm not going to stress about it too much. We've come pretty far down this path. Let's continue down it. So she leaves 2 guards behind. We do not have to leave these guards up and awake. We absolutely could just knock these dudes out and hide them. And maybe that's a thing to consider. Maybe this will be easier if I don't take it easy here. So let's let this guy walk over to this post. He's going to turn and look in the direction of the coin containers. Then I think we could... Yeah, we could just do this really fast. And there is a body box right here. I'm a little concerned about having time to hide the second dude. In fact, she's coming. We do not have time to hide the second dude. Not there, anyway. Let's drag him behind this for right now. Hey, he's really done that in a way that's not totally ideal for me. Don't think he should be visible to her guard. She's gonna potentially walk over to there, and then she might go into that room and then come back into this room from that room. And we need this guy to be in a position where he's not going to be visible during any part of that process. Okay, so her other internal guard here separates from her by quite a bit when this process happens. Should be possible to just, like, all we have to do is get him to turn around, right? Problem solved. What the... 47, what the hell are you doing?
Are you okay?
You can't nap here.
I'm just kind of seeing if we can get,
Help me!
kind of seeing if we can get her to go back to normal. Because we haven't actually...
Right.
I don't think she actually saw me yet, did she? She saw the body. I don't know what the hell they're shooting at, because they clearly don't know where I am, but somebody fired a shot.
Let her rip! Kill him!
Copy that.
Okay. Well, I feel fairly confident that we could do that. I think Director Savalas is a, if not solved, then at least definitely solvable problem. So, let's figure out Mateo Perez. Yeah, I think a little bit of patience is going to make the Athena Savalas thing actually quite easy. So, Perez. My plan has been that we would take him as he comes over here somewhere. But I don't know what... We can't grab him on this landing like I was hoping we could, because those people can see, right? That woman right there is going to be able to see him the entire time. And in fact, here he comes, so we're gonna have to practice live a little bit on this one. Oh, hey, free coin. I forgot about the wall coin. That woman being right there is actually extremely inconvenient for me at this moment. So we can hide here. We can let Perez walk up to the wall, but or walk up to the railing and lean against it. But we can't hit him at the railing because people across on the stock floor will see that. We pull him back away from the wall a little bit, or pull him back toward the back wall a little bit, and then do him. These people in this hallway are going to notice. But maybe we can make some noise in this room. He's closer to where we are right now than anybody else. I do have this wristwatch that I stole. I don't know. This is probably not super helpful. I was kind of curious. If I throw a thing right here... He does not notice. The glass is soundproof.
That's the head of security here, Mateo Perez. He'll be holding one of the 3 backup data disks.
So he walks all the way down this hallway and checks on those security guys, right? We're going to have to, I think, either find a different place to pick him up, or actually, it might be possible to make a noise as he's walking past this doorway, like just in here. Let's see, he probably... Fabian's back there in that corner. I think he probably won't be able to see Fabian. We could pull him in this way instead. Yeah, that's maybe a better idea. So wait for him to be passing by the doorway, make a noise like here, see if that grabs him, and if we can pull him that way. Because those guys are, I think, better disguised, better hidden than Fabian is. And if we get Perez that way, then we actually have a pretty easy job from there. Honestly, the way we're doing this, if all we're trying to do is take out... I'm wondering now if maybe it might be a better idea to, instead of worrying about the Fabian man and the Perez thing, since we now have a plan for dealing with Athena Savalas that doesn't require us to leave instantly after executing it, if it might actually be better to just skip all this stuff, do the Savalas thing, go down to the vault, clear it with the chloroform, and then just exit with the hard drive. But in order to do that, we'd have to know where the keys for that armored car are, and that's not necessarily a thing that we can't find out. Perez did not come back this way. He switched floors on me. So he walks, he doesn't walk a line back and forth. He walks a big circuit through the bank. Well, that's very inconvenient. What's wrong with him? It's like he's not considering my needs at all. Okay, well, maybe the thing to do then is to try to just get the Athena Savalas thing working. Like, that's just not going to work, though. Skipping Perez to do Athena, unless we know where the keys to the armored car are. We could conduct a little fact-finding mission, by which I mean I could just go into various areas, guns blazing, shoot everyone to death, and try to loot the keys off a body or whatever shelf they're sitting on. Because there are some areas that we just really have not been able to look at yet, right? There's the central teller area in the main room of the bank. Are there deposit boxes that we didn't open? Maybe not. I'm just trying to think, like, who would be driving the armored car? If I'm thinking about the armored car, like, out on the streets of New York, I'm thinking it's being driven by those guys dressed as cops, right? The lower tier security guards. So maybe, you know what we could do? We could just check all of the lower tier security guards down in the security box, or the, you know what I mean. The vault area, where all the security deposit boxes are. Maybe one of them has the keys. I want to try this Perez thing just once, but he's really not making it easy. So let's see, he's all the way down there in the basement right now. That's just extremely inconvenient. Let's see if we can make Savalas work, because otherwise we're going to be standing here forever. If we could figure out who has the keys to that armored car, though, it would simplify a lot of this sneaking around. Let's see, if we did it that way, we would still have to figure out a way to get a security key card. Right, because as it currently stands, we do not have one. Okay, we don't actually have to deal with this camera. I'm just going to ignore it. The only reason we have a security card right now is because we engaged with Fabian Man. So we could use a keycard thingy. I don't think I want to turn off the Wi-Fi router because I don't want her to call additional people up here. We have borderline too many people in this area as it is. Oh wait, I totally forgot that I need to destroy that security camera before I get anywhere near it. Okay, and I put myself in a little bit of a position here by waiting for this guy to reach that position. Damn it. Here we go. Okay. So Savalas heads back out into that room, but it looks like from her catching me moving this guy, she must come back in, like, immediately, at least some of the time. This is actually really difficult to do safely. It might be better for us to wait. Yeah, she comes back in really quickly. She just goes in there to, like, yell a single line of dialogue at them, I guess. The best thing for us would be to do the office while she's in that hallway, I guess.
And bane of the middle class.
Unfortunately, there's not really anything we can do here to avoid having to listen to her make her phone call.
Scurrying about in their miserable little lives, never accomplishing anything.
Part of the problem with, like, they wired these levels up so that when you come in and you encounter a character, that's when the character does their thing. So that you won't miss whatever important piece of plot or opportunity information you're supposed to get by entering at the wrong point in their cycle. But the downside of that is this,
Franklin,
where every time we want to attempt this, we're going to have to wait for her to do her conversation.
I see. Any idea as to
I think
when
we
you
could
might
get
be
the sniper
available?
rifle out
I
and just
understand
take her
the
right
board
now.
wants
It'd be
to
so
perform some
easy.
review.
I am at a loss as to the details, however.
I mean, we have enough items. We don't need to loot her office.
Very well.
I just have to be patient, which is, of course, my least favorite
It
thing.
would be of benefit to me to understand the intricacies of the visit, which files to find in the archives, or even an indication.
So losing a body back here, like, dropping a guy behind this big couch that we're hiding behind is probably fine. It's large enough to conceal a whole body, and I don't think anyone will come back
Thank you,
here,
Mr. Franklin.
as long as we
Wait
don't
till
give them a reason to be looking around. As we get deeper and deeper into this, it becomes less acceptable for us to make mistakes. They start to have a higher and higher cost. Okay, so she and that guy walk into that back hallway. And it is almost showtime. We do not want to... Oof, I can't actually use that for cover. There's no cover opportunity there. We need to wait for this guy to walk across. It would be fine if he was standing over at that post, but if he turned to do this walk while we were taking the other guy, it would be disastrous.
Oh shit.
I got really nervous there when he said, "oh shit," as we were approaching him. I thought for sure he was going to turn around and ruin everything. So see, where I really want to be for this is in that hallway, in one of the places that we know we can hide, because I want to grab that guard after Athena goes past, but before he comes out of the hallway himself. Make sure we've grabbed both of the guards' guns, because we don't want Athena to see the gun on the floor and freak out. If she sees a gun on the floor, she'll call for a guard. The guard will come over and pick it up, and then he'll take it somewhere. They have a designated gun disposal location. And unfortunately, I don't know where that is. I do not want the guards diverging from their planned paths in any way, because we are using those planned paths to keep ourselves safe. This would be a really good time to have another hard save available, because we're going to totally get this done, and then have to test another route somewhere.
Since it is difficult to join them
Yeah,
together,
if that guy wasn't here right now, we could just do it right now. I don't know, maybe killing her right in front of the glass is a bad idea, because everybody in the lobby could at least potentially see that, even though we know this is a video game, and if you've ever played a stealth game before, I'm sure you're aware, video game characters never look up. So she's not going to have her phone call again. I'm hoping she's just going to be on her computer for a second here, and then she's going to get up and walk into the other room, because if that is how this goes, then we're basically fine. Yep, almost perfect. So we could actually even grab this guard, like now. As soon as he turns around, I'm going to go. Hitting somebody with a melee weapon from behind is very nearly silent. Come on, please don't turn enough. Alright, excellent. So we just drop this dude's body in here. Grab that key. And then we unlock the door instead of drawing our gun, because I am not this clumsy. And then we have to be a little cautious about this. So retrieve the item. We're going to take her out, but we got to take her out in such a way that we don't put a gunshot through that glass. Boom. Sniper assassin. Headshot.
Savalas eliminated. Good work, 47.
Okay. So we just move her into this container. Not that we necessarily need to. I don't know that anybody would ever find her body. And the CEO key and Athena's backup disk.
Secured. Just one to go, 47.
And then, I mean... Oh, wait, hold on. I need my briefcase. Put this gun away. I mean, we don't actually have to take the gun with us. I could just dump it in that room, but why, right? Then I guess if we're being really safe, we could grab this guy and drag him all the way into the box that we dumped Athena in, but that's probably not necessary. So now we picked up another security card there. Inventory. What is this? This CEO exit keycard. Okay, the keycard for Athena's private exit. So really, we probably want to do her... It would be better to do her last. Okay, good to know, because this is going to be a little bit awkward. And we could use this door to get downstairs to avoid having to run past... Oh, man. Saw just enough of me to make this really miserable. How can he see me right now?
Terrible.
Wait, maybe he's not going to come over. Usually, if they turn and get a question mark over their head, they come and investigate. That's what I was afraid was going to happen there, but apparently not. Yeah, we could use this door to try to go downstairs, but it's going to take us out next to... Like, we wouldn't be able to get anywhere from there. It takes us out next to the security office on the second floor, which we cannot interact with. So, this... we might be trapped here.
Day for once.
Let's try going this way. Hold on. Let's see if we can work something out here. It might be the case that we just have to do Athena last. I'm assuming that this is definitely an exit. Maybe this is where Athena's security key lets you out? You know what? Maybe this is where we should do Perez? I don't really see a good way back over to where we were before. And we know Perez walks... Okay. Put myself in a position where I have to do that. We know Perez walks by here. Maybe we just make some noise in this area. Do I have a durable noisemaker? Oh, I have this wristwatch. I don't know how to... Okay, here we go. G is set alarm. I'm not sure when that's going to go off, is the problem. What I'm trying to do is create a situation... Okay. This is just... It does not just stay on, unfortunately. That's an interesting item. Because what we want to do is have something broadcasting pretty much all the time. I guess this is not really going to work the way I want it to. Alright, we're just going to try... I'm going to try doing it. I'm going to drop it. No, the door has to be open. Oh, no. Yes, the deal here is I have to not get seen by Perez, but I have to make a noise that draws him through this door. And then once he's through here, we could, like, from the landing up here, we could lead him closer. Obviously, that's not actually going to work. We know that the Athena Savalas part of the plan works now, though. We just have to figure out how to get there. And it's not like we have no idea. We have an idea. I just don't know if it's a good idea. So where we're at right now is waiting for Perez to come upstairs. Fortunately, our hard save is right as he's about to do so. We have to wait a little bit. We'll try to just draw, like I said, try to just draw him in here by making noise as he's walking past the doorway. It might work. It totally could work. And if it does, then we have a plan for Savalas, and we've totally done the thing. Honestly, I'm pretty pleased with this. I'm pretty pleased with this outcome. It feels a little janky in some ways. I tried figuring out a way to do this room without fighting those security guards by just climbing up this box and catching Fabian Man up there on the balcony, but I couldn't figure out a way to get him to turn around so he was looking away from the stairs, so that I could approach him and knock him out without also distracting the guards and getting them to look in the direction I was definitely going to be standing, so parts of that didn't really work. Okay, interesting how Perez does not have the objective marker on him now. So the biggest danger on this is that we might pull that woman who's standing close to the door instead of Perez as he's walking past. The best way... Okay, I was going to say, the best way to ensure that doesn't happen is to wait until she walks away before I throw it, which she did. Wow, who is that random woman who just ordered the head of security to go check that thing out, and he was, like, totally down with it? He feels he's supposed to be taking orders from her. Okay, really, all I need for him to do is just come a little deeper into the room. I guess my briefcase is the only, Damn it. Damn it! Why did he turn around? The second throwable. My plan was to lure him deeper with the second throwable, but he doesn't care about it at all. So we gotta be closer. You can see I was trying to draw up, close the distance a little bit, and then I panicked there, and decided to stay back. But I gotta do that from nearer. So we probably still have to be about here until he actually starts walking. But then when he starts to come in, Yeah, like, this will be fine. I can't be here when he's beginning to walk, because he'll see us through the glass. We have to wait here until he gets away from the balcony and starts to walk down this way. Then we throw the thing, sprint to that cover, and then knock him out from there. And we definitely do not throw one of our knockout items. We throw some other thing that I would not like to whip at his head. He's on his way up now, right? I think? Yeah. It is a little bit of a shame that we don't have, like, Lil Flashy available for this situation. Although I guess I wouldn't want to use Lil Flashy, because if we throw any earlier than we're throwing right now, he would just attract the woman from the hall.
Mateo Perez. He'll be holding one of the 3 backup data disks.
And, you know, Lil Flashy is basically irresistible to women. You know, it's a blessing and a curse. Okay. That should do it.
Why is that?
Oh, Jesus. 47? I really thought you were just going to hit him with the briefcase. Well, that totally works. I believe it is the case that nobody who is still awake will ever walk into this room. So I think we got it. My screwdriver back, obviously. These things don't grow on trees. You can't just be losing screwdrivers all the time. Really wish we could make another hard save right now. But we have it. We have a plan that we know 100% for sure works from this point. So let's just execute it and make no major stupid mistakes, which of course, as you all know, is a thing I'm great at. Okay, we got more attention that time, but it wasn't enough attention to be an actual problem.
Savalas' office. Oh, I'm sorry. She is not available right now.
Okay, so the last difficult part is coming up. And by difficult, I mean, you know, it's not like hard. I just have to not be stupid. Although I guess you could say that I find that difficult.
Sweeping area. Over.
Okay, so sometimes the guards notice when you destroy a camera. In this situation, actually, him turning that way temporarily is probably good for us. So Athena's in the back room right now. That's unfortunate. That probably means we have to wait a whole cycle. So I really don't think we should try to do this. Yeah, she's already on the move. If I had run up to try to grab that guy, we would 100% get caught red-handed trying to move the second body. I could probably shorten... I might have been okay, actually. Because we could have just moved them both behind the couch, which is faster. Because, wow, it really does take her a long time to come out of that hallway. Is she okay in there? Alright, there she goes. So yeah, we're going to have to wait. She's going to have to go out into that room, shout at people, come back, have her phone call, and then go back into the hallway. And then I'll feel okay going for it. The downside of Silent Assassin is that it does prevent you from just going nuts and doing things the way you want to do them. Ah well, if you're trying to solve a puzzle with... you can't really get the fun of solving a puzzle that has constraints without the constraints. Those are a pretty vital part of that sentence. I gotta say, I would be terrified to do this move right here where she's actually putting her weight. Look at her feet. She's actually putting her weight against that glass. What a, like...
I can't wait.
It's hard for me to understand why you would want to do something like that. Even if you're confident the glass will hold, doesn't it just seem like unnecessarily taking your life into your hands? I'll tell you what, my real-life vertigo is such that I would not be able to get within 10 feet of that window.
Mr. Franklin, it's Director Savalas from the New York branch.
Even thinking about the height that we are right now off of the ground makes me a little nervous about the stability of the floor in this office. That's how bad my fear of heights is.
The board wanted to perform some sort of review here. I am at a loss as to the details. Very well.
So she's gonna make her move. I wonder if we'll be able to take all 3 of the guards before. I don't want to wait another cycle, is what I'm thinking.
Even an indication of the extent of the review.
It is not going to be easy to get this all done. I think what we'll try to do this time, in order to save time, is we'll hit the guy by the clock first, because you have to hit him first. But then we'll hit the dude by the pillar, we'll drag him behind the couch, and then we'll move that guy over to that box, because that route ends with us nearer the door. Like a very, very small amount more efficient in terms of... Well, we can't really move in there. He doesn't go in the room with it, right? He just stays... He stays out in the hall at the door. Which means we couldn't run into the hall and try to hide. So actually, never mind. That's not going to be any better at all. Yeah, we'll have to just do it this way because we're a little bit less likely to get caught moving the body. Oh no, he does go in the room with her. Well, shoot, too late now. She doesn't stay in that room for very long. It's possible that I wouldn't have had time to do it either way. Alright, gun and briefcase and gun, and there's Athena. So we're probably not going to be able to take her guard. If she gets into the hallway and she stops in there for a minute. I wonder if she's admiring that picture she had drawn of herself as an elf. I'm not really 100% certain of what's going on with that. But yeah, she's out in this other room for way too little time for us to try to make a move on her guard. We're going to have to wait for her to come back in here, lean over there, quote Machiavelli without really understanding what he was trying to express, and then just type uselessly at her computer. The things that the rich get paid for, I tell you. And then we can grab this guy while she's walking in, and we're all set. Bob's your uncle. Basically, I'm just trying to fill time. I'm vamping. I'm stretching here because we've run out of things to do. I like the way the guard turns toward her, like he thinks they're going to have a little bit of a conversation for a moment.
Scurrying about in their
I
miserable
wonder,
little
if we just
lives,
shot that pane of
never
glass out, would she just
accomplishing
fall through?
anything of importance. Sad.
Maybe, right? And that would probably count as an accident death, because it would be the fall that killed her. I don't remember exactly where we are relative to the bank floor. When she falls out that window, she probably falls right in front of a bunch of people. That'd be a hell of an experience. Not the... I mean, obviously the falling is a bad experience, but I mean being the other people. Okay, here we go. Showtime. In a minute now. Okay, here we go. Showtime. Just gonna close the door behind her so she definitely cannot spoil things for us. See, I don't really need to keep collecting evidence from her office. I could just leave. But now I'm all in this mindset, right? Okay, target eliminated.
Director Savalas eliminated. Good work, 47.
And that's all the hard drives.
Objective completed. Exfiltrate the bank,
We
47.
could just leave her there. Maybe I should have just left her there. That was a pretty poetic way to, for her corpse to be found. Just like in her office with a cigar in the thing, or in her secret room with a cigar in the thing, lording over her employees. But I got all nervous about getting found out. Wait, what is this now? Oh, just her earphones. And I mean, we don't need to do this, but may as well. Hey, what am I talking about? Don't need to do this. I have my my score to think about. That's 50 XP right there. Okay, so we have the key to her private exit, which I think is indeed that one. So now all I have to do is not get caught in a really stupid way. Hold on. What is it exactly that we could do with her laptop? We can move her meeting to earlier in the day. Oh, that's a way of getting her out of the office, I bet. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh. You can just loosen the pane of glass. I bet if she went over and leaned against it now, yeah, she'd just push it straight through. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool ways to deal with her. I'm pretty interested about where in the bank she ends up if you move her meeting. Okay, we're just gonna go fast.
Not a lot to do today, huh?
Wait for this guy to kind of look to his right a little bit, because he will definitely see me if I go for the door right now. Hey, I think we've done it. Ooh. Oh no, that's right. I turned the cameras off. I was like, I'll almost screw it up right now, but no, we're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Okay, you don't get like a cool exit cinematic for that. Nothing equal to the Condor ending from Miami, but it'll do. Wait, you're supposed to be a flamingo. Whatever. So Sniper Assassin suit only and Silent Assassin suit only we should get here. No, did we? Hold on. Did I not Silent Assassin somehow? Because we had the normal Silent Assassin achievements. Okay, well, I mean, we leveled the thing up a ton. We still haven't actually gotten the heist. So it shows 47 with an assault rifle. Right, it's an SM, I don't know, some kind of automatic firing weapon. I don't know. We might have to actually turn on the mission story guide. So yeah, the classics. We did not get Silent Assassin suit only. Only eliminate the target. No bodies found. Do not get spotted. Maybe we counted as having gotten spotted when we moved through Athena's hallway that last time. I can't imagine. Like, we weren't spotted enough for anybody to say anything or do anything, but we did hear the dialing in on your location noise a little bit. I don't know. I guess it's not a big deal if we... Here, let's go back to the menu. If we actually unlocked everything, then it doesn't matter at all, right? I'm curious about one thing, though. We might just call this episode early rather than going into the other missions, because we really don't have a ton of time. But okay, we didn't quite get to max. We could get the ability to start... Oh no, we could have the ability to have a thing dropped off for us in the loading bay. We get a version of this suit with gloves, which is weird, because this is usually the reward for having an elusive target on a map. So I'm assuming that this is an indication that they never intend to do an elusive target on this map. I guess that makes sense, because it's DLC. You want that stuff to be available to as many people as possible. But let's go back in. We earned a new starting location that will be good for this thing. Let's go back in and try to figure out who has the keys to the armored car, right? So we want to start as the bank robber in the garage with, I don't know, just a big old gun. We can't really start with a very big gun in this slot. But let's just have at everybody. Hold on. Am I really not allowed to start with a weapon in this slot? But what if I can't bring my briefcase. And we can't have a thing... That's frustrating. If we can have a thing smuggled in here. Apparently with just an SMG in it. Not a big enough space to put like a whole rifle in. And I guess it doesn't really matter. An explosive pen, that's good, that's old school. And then Napoleon, a distraction that also blows up. We're just going to make a real mess of the place. Now, we will not be as good at making a mess of the place on Master, because the combat is a little bit less forgiving, but I don't remember if it is the case that things are sometimes moved around on the different difficulties. And I really do want to, I want to know where these keys are on this difficulty. Well, that's inconvenient. They start you right on top of a security camera. Okay, so we're compromised. The good news is, these gentlemen will have weapons. Crappy weapons. Okay, so we already know that it's not... I didn't bring keys, right? Didn't bring a lockpick. We already know that these guys don't have anything to do with the keys that we're looking for, but I do want to destroy this. I was gonna just chloroform them. We have incoming. Okay, this guy's a weapon that's maybe a little bit better suited to our goals here. He has a security key card. It's not exactly what I'm looking for.
Whoa!
Okay, so we've killed all these guys before. We knew this wasn't going to be what we were looking for. I would really like to use a quieter weapon. It's kind of why I wanted to bring my own weapon, is that I wanted to do this in a way that was going to disturb other people as little as possible. Do you have my keys? You do not. How did we get... Who threw that flashbang? Oh, this guy. Damn it.
This is the vault, 47.
Yes,
The
thank
data
you,
core should
Diana.
be behind that large steel door.
Nothing gets past her. Okay, well, remarkably, not everybody down here is aware of what's going on. Let's try to keep it that way. Boy, that was a bad job. There we go. Kind of remarkable that I managed to hit the gate in the first place, huh? Do either of you guys have keys? No keys. No keys. What about you guys?
You gotta be... What?
How did you survive that? Did I see it wrong? I thought I shot him right in the back of his head. What about you? The money transport key. Okay, this is the guy. I was figuring it had to be down here somewhere, right? My actual next guess was going to be this dude over here. But apparently we're good. Also, none of those guys had the key to this door, really? I guess, did I? I don't even know if I looted everybody. I don't know if there is a key specifically for that door. I think the... Do we know if the janitor key let us open that? Okay, that guy has the deposit master key. That was kind of my plan for getting into the deposit boxes. Yeah, okay. I think we looted the place out pretty thoroughly. And then, I mean, it would be actually fairly easy to just complete the mission from here, right? Now that we know how to escape. Actually, I'm kind of curious about something. Hold on. Let's see if we can actually make the shot. Obviously, it'd be easier to do with a sniper rifle, which we did not bother to bring this time. Let's see if we can make the shot from the near the entrance to the bank and kill Athena Savalas. Actually, if nobody's noticed these bodies, I'm going to move them inside. I know Perez comes down here, but I don't believe he comes inside. I think he just checks in with those two guys. Presumably, at some point... you know what? I was going to say, at some point, those two women are going to return and maybe notice the dead guards. But never mind, those two women are in that room right now. They did not, in fact, run off scared. I don't know why I thought they had. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of this.
Mr. Guardman.
Never mind, I'm going to take care of this in a slightly different way.
That is just crazy, amigo.
Okay. Situation under control. I was figuring just knock her out quickly so that we wouldn't have to deal with the potential fallout of her walking around the corner and seeing one of the downed guards. Okay, so let's head back to the bank entrance. The weapons we have right now are not super accurate. But, ooh, that's a problem. That guy being able to see through our disguise actually makes this very difficult to test. It'd be less of an issue if he would stop looking in this direction. He was looking to his left, and then the instant we got anywhere near the door, he looked over. Yeah, it looks like he is just looking over whenever we get nearby. It's like he's trying to do his job or something. Actually look at people approaching him and figure out whether or not they're supposed to be there. I was just thinking, if we actually could take out Athena Savalas from somewhere down here, and then we just ran downstairs again, we could just finish the mission now because we have the money transport exit. This gun's fairly accurate. Uh-oh. Well, our situation is getting all screwed up downstairs. Just, I really want to see Athena here. I think I'm allowed to aim my gun even with people looking right at me without them getting cross, as long as I'm like a security guy who reasonably should have a gun. It's not until I actually fire that they're going to freak out. You know, because they're like, oh, maybe he's just doing maintenance on his gun. He's just making sure the sights are cool. Man, her loops are, they're not terribly long, right? In theory, we should not have to wait very much for her to... Here we go, here we go. Video games are just like real life. All you gotta do is complain a little bit. I mean, I'm hitting her. The white X is me hitting her, but she's not dying? Got her! It turns out there might be some amount of modeling of like damage fall off at distance as the bullet loses speed or something. So that probably is actually a doable... Hold on, let's try it one more time. Let's try like actually planning for that. Now that I feel like I have a grasp of how to do it. So the way we would want to actually do this is... Oh, you could start right in the deposit box room as a security guard. But I don't know that it helps much. Like, maybe we just want to be in our normal suit. You go, like, lockpick, and, this would have to be the sniper rifle. Sniper rifles is where you find your sniper rifles, it turns out. And then we would want to do... The deposit box master key guy is in that room, right? So this is totally fine. It can be... It's not totally ideal, though. It's actually probably better for us to put the... Oh yeah, the keycard thing has to be upstairs, right? We can't put it in the deposit box area because we need it to get to the deposit box area. That's the whole point of bringing the key hackers. So we could do, basically, a version of the thing that I was trying to do at first. Now that we know where to get those keys. We can just run over here and unlock this door. For some reason, nobody will even attempt to stop us. It feels like this shouldn't work. It feels like people should have a problem with that. Take this. Okay, easy. So we just get all this stuff, use that back stairwell to access the downstairs area, chloroform all those dudes, take our wrench, take our lead pipe. I discovered that this is a thing you can... Also, you can peep on this guy. Yeah, I discovered that these are things you can do if you want to in this stall. Honestly, the fact that you get a free screwdriver and a free wrench on this little route is pretty cool, because there's a lot of things in the game. Excuse me, a lot of things in the game that you can interact with a screwdriver and a wrench. Okay, so we've seen this part work a bunch of times. Stop this, unlock this thing. Chloroform these dudes real bad. Yeah, chloroform these dudes real bad. Requires you to come over here with the chloroform. I just, like, completely spaced on what I was doing there for a second. Then we gotta go turn it on over here. So this is not going to give us, like, Silent Assassin or anything, because we are not going to be able to exit the bank as quickly as we would have to for Athena's body to not count as discovered, because we have no way of getting the, we have no way of getting the data core up to the front door. We need any security key card. Deposit master key. We don't actually need that. Actually, I'm not 100%. We don't really need the non-vault security key card either, right? We don't actually have to pass through another security lock anywhere. I was thinking to get to the master deposit area, but first of all, that lock is on the other side of the door, and secondly, we don't have to go over there.
The data core should be behind that large steel door.
I was just still thinking like our deliverable, our smuggled item was in that security box, but that is not at all what we picked. My brain is super fried the last couple of days. I've been having a go of things.
Great work, 47. You now have access to the vault.
Okay, so we want to eject the data core here. We want to pull this, and we want to leave it right at the truck, because we are going to have to get out of here in a real hurry, I think.
Draw a lot of unwanted attention to yourself.
Just close that door. I hit E to open it, but it was already open. Okay, so we can just leave that right there. And here you go, another totally master difficulty viable, suit-only way of accomplishing the mission. Mostly, I just want to do this because I'm stubborn. I had the idea and I want to see it work, even if it's no longer necessary and maybe not even a good idea. Who knows? Maybe all of the guards in Athena's office will decide not to report the violent shooting death because they all dislike her as a person. Because here's the thing: even if we alert them, I guess we don't have any reason to think that we're going to be in trouble here, right? Okay, let's see how far back can we get this from. I want to try to figure it out before I take the gun out, obviously. You know what? I think I can get it from right here. Let's see if we can do this without getting seen. People are remarkably chill, actually. I'm not sure if we'll be able to shoot through this glass. But I back up enough to... No, if we back up enough that the chandelier's not occluding the shot, it will be occluded by other objects. Who's seeing me? I don't know. Oh, that guy. That guy walking away from stuff. Yeah, we might be able to do this. I don't know if we can shoot through this other pane of glass that's in front of us. But we're going to find out. Come on, Athena. You know you want to look down at the ants below you and mock them. Not in a way that they could hear, of course, because they'd kick your ass. But in a way that you can hear and feel superior about. I can't even... We're so far away from her that I can't even tell really if she's moving based on her position. Okay. That guard keeps walking back and forth across. Yeah, based on the position of her icon on our minimap, I can't. Let's just check the actual map, I guess. Okay, she's coming out of her private chambers right now. Because if we get this, it's definitely going to cause a commotion up there, but it might take a while for it to spread down to here, and if we just put our gun away and then go down to the armored car, I think we're going to be okay. Or even just drop it, I suppose. But this gun is... it seems like it's probably very expensive. In addition to the fact that I've been carrying it around all day, so probably there's some kind of forensic value to it. It just seems like it would be very expensive to replace. Right now, she's looking at that picture of a young, flowing-haired Athena astride a horse and thinking, man, Arwen's so badass. Why couldn't I have been born Arwen? That's what this whole thing has been about. The money, the power. She's just trying to figure out a way that she can make herself an elf. Yep, turns out goes through all that stuff. Pretty clean shot, actually. Then we just put this thing back in our briefcase and...
Greetings, sir.
yes, hello. I've never done anything illegal. For a second there, I thought that janitor, like, whipped out his phone. The information was spreading around to the janitorial crew first. Maybe they're going to throw a little party before everybody else figures out that Athena's dead. Oh, and then we have to leave our briefcase behind anyway. Well, that's not ideal. Oh, I didn't actually... that's true. I didn't actually get the key. That's right. That's why I was thinking we needed to go to the deposit area. Because we absolutely do need to go to the deposit area. Just reload this just in case we have to. We shouldn't have to, right? It should be sufficient to... it's not even locked. Yeah, it should be sufficient to just knock this guy out. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good way of doing that perfectly silently. If I walk over to him right here and just hit Q... yeah, that makes him aware. But apparently... that guy heard that as well? The guy in the other room? Okay. Well, our cover's all kinds of sort of kind of blown. Let's just go ahead and let ourselves out. So it turns out there was never a version of this plan that was going to work smoothly. We went to a lot of extra effort that I was starting to feel like was maybe a little bit silly, but it was all 100% necessary. Okay. But hey, at least we used a new exit. That's probably worth some points, right? We might get up to level 14 mastery. I don't think there's anything we particularly need at level 14 mastery, but we get there. 1,000 XP. That's not going to do it. That's not going to get us there. And that's also not the heist. Yeah, alright. You know what? I'll turn on the mission story guide, and we'll do the heist at the beginning of next episode just to unlock it, so that we can unlock the electrocution phone, because that seems pretty cool. And then, we won't even finish the rest of the level, we'll just unlock that thing, and then we'll try out these other two new missions. So, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow, when we finally take a look at these two other targets. And we'll see you then.